What's up? What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, first thing we gotta do is clean up this pigsty, and then we're gonna get back to working on the car. Stay tuned. Don't forget, we're running a subscriber giveaway on this here 89 Ford Mustang Fox Body GT. Can be yours. Once we hit 100,000 subscribers, we're picking one of you lucky guys to drive this car back home. So make sure you comment, like, and subscribe for a chance to win this car. Alright guys, so we did a thing. That motor that came out of the satellite, well, I had about a couple of hours to tear that thing down, and we had to take it over to the machine shop because my engine that we dropped off, we had issues with. So this is the current state of my shop. So I'm gonna take the next hour or so and clean this place up. It won't be great, but it'll be workable. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and show you bits and pieces of when I tore that motor down. I made a whole video, but I decided it wasn't good enough, so we'll condense it here. Alright, it's hot. I'm sweaty. Made a little bit of progress so far. We got all the fluids drained, including the water. That's why there's stuff everywhere. So I don't really see anything that sticks out. It looks like a few valves on that head might be a little bent, like the slightest little bit. So we still got to pull off this head. Like looking down all the valves, they look okay. Like all the valve springs look okay. So I don't know. We're digging into it. A few valves over there do look kind of crispy. We're down to this point. Heads are off. The only thing I found so far was a picture. I sent it on Facebook Messenger, so I'll put it up here and see if you can see it. Alright guys, so it's the next day. It is 4:49 in the afternoon. Supposed to be there at 4:45. So I just called him. He said he's still gonna be there. It's like a 45-minute drive. So let's go drop off this block and I don't know, hopefully get a motor back soon. That's fun. It's like a week later. So yeah, my dad got snacks at the gas station. Man, this dude's doing everything with me, man. I like it. I like being able to spend time with him. A whole bunch of missed time. So anyway, we're headed northeast. All right, now that's out the way, let's go ahead, clean this up. Once this is done, then we're gonna take our handy dandy grinder and clean up that patch panel right there, and we might see if we can start working on those. Those ain't necessarily a big deal right now, but what is a big deal is I gotta do something about this, and we should probably fit the trunk lid. So I was gonna throw the mock-up block in today along with the power glide, but as you see, no Silverado, my wife is gone, and that mock-up block is in the back of the truck. So we do need to cut off these motor mounts. I was going to hack them off right there, but got to looking at it. It's not completely structural, but it will definitely help. So all I'm going to do is yak them down, and then yak this one down even further. So that's the game plan. Let's see how far along we get on our 1500 horsepower build. Anyway, let's clean up. Let's go. Alright, so the floor is somewhat clean. Don't mind the messes. Alright, so here's the deal. All this stuff here is for the car. So once we put the mock-up block in there, like all this stuff will be gone. Intake, those are heads and valve covers. Then all that stuff's gone. Then when we get the motor back, all this stuff is gone. Like that's going to chassis shop. I got the headers in the back, the other headers that we're gonna cut those up and those up to make headers. That's the fuel pump for the car. You know, all this stuff right here for the car. Oh, I finally got my cam in too. I don't know if I told you all that. This is what we're looking like. It's a 254, 258 with a 660 lift, 656 lift on a 110. So, if this runs pretty good, you build a turbo big block Mopar. This will be what you need, I think. They spec'd it out for me, so I have all the faith in the world that it's going to run really well. Alright, so somehow the time lapse cut out on us, but this is where we're at this point. So you see, we knocked the big stuff down. This whole thing right here is a dent. Alright, y'all remember, if you can remember seeing the outline of the gas cap, all this is a dent. So it's still not straight. Over here, that was mangled all the hell and back.
We still got some rusties down here.
Now, this is a race car. At the end of the day, it is a race car. It's not a show car. I want it to look pretty good. But if it's not perfect, I really don't care that much, if you can't tell. So, the game plan, if this was a show car, I'd put a new quarter panel on it, 100%. But, being a race car, we're going to mix up some Bondo glass, and we're going to fill in that freaking rust hole. And then back there, all this sheet metal right here is new. So all that Bondo glass right there is just helps supporting the welds. Right there, I went all the way through to the welds. You can kind of see the little holes. Here, let's grab a flat edge. Alright, so we got a flat edge on it, and as you can see, it's kind of poked out up here, flat in the back. That means it's still a high right there. And then this one, you see that gap? That means it's low right there. So, this needs to come down. That needs more filler. Needs more filler. And same thing right there. See the gap. So this needs to come down. These two spots need more. It's the simplest way to do that. If you don't do that, whenever you go to block the car and paint it, it'll be real wavy right there. So I'm gonna keep on sanding on this spot. I'm gonna leave those spots alone, and then I'm gonna come back with some more filler and fill her up. That's the game plan. Alright, so we got some more coats on. We're gonna let that dry. In the meantime, Sawzall through engine mounts. Let's chop those up. Bada boom, bada bing. We got our motor mounts cut off. You know, I kept the weld on them. So I kept those plates so they look a little ugly, but you'll never be able to see them because the block will be in the way. So I'm just going to rub them down and paint them so they don't rust. But this gives us, you know, a whole lot more clearance. Before, this was like something like this, and the block was like right here. So, yeet. Got that out the way. I did hit them with the flat wheel, cleaned them up a little bit. I mean, they're still ugly because I left the entire weld all the way around. Just so I didn't have to cap it. But like I said, you'll never be able to see that. So I'm going to go ahead and clean those up, shoot a little bit of paint on them, and call them good. Just a little bit of satin, Rust-Oleum. Those spots that I nicked with the Sawzall too. Make sure you get those. Like I said, I don't want nothing over here to rust. Another car is not going to be pretty, but I want it as pretty as I can get it. Make sure I get the back too. Alright, let that dry. We'll give it one more coat, and then that should be good. Now I'm going to spend the next probably about 45 minutes grinding down these welds. Don't judge my welding, alright? I'm not very good. I know that, but I can make two pieces of metal stick together. So I'm a grinder, not a welder, and I'm about to do my thing and clean that up to where it's flat. So let's do it. So she's all ground down. You know, she still got some pinholes, but it's nothing. A little bit of you know, whatchamacallit, a sound like Biden. Man, that really sounded like Biden. It's nothing that a little bit of dang, seems similar. There you go. Jesus Christ, I'm not very smart. I won't take care of. So got that all done. I'm gonna go ahead and knock off these layers right quick, and then I'm gonna go into getting everything out the dash, because when it goes, you gotta take dash out, windshield out, dash out, so down bars can go in. So let me knock this down right quick, and then we'll jump over there. All right, so I just shot some flat black on that. Basically all it does is protect the metal. So if you see that everything I've stripped down is flat black, prevents it from rusting, right? So all that stripped down, you know, I've put that little patch panel in down there. This door and this fender has no kind of body work on it whatsoever. I wire welded all the way down to the middle and just sprayed flat black on it, just to, you know, just some Rust-Oleum, just to keep it from, you know, rusting. So and then when it comes time to paint it, basically we go through and block the entire car, and we use that as like a primer. So it's not going to hold up forever, because, you know, it is spray paint, so it does have like not as good grabbing force under it. But for as much work as I'm doing on the car, as far as body work goes, it wouldn't make sense for me to, you know, buy a primer, and then, because I'm stripping the whole car down, all the paint, all the Bondo, all the everything is coming off. That's why there's so much going on. Anyway, let's talking. These hoarder wires right here, and like, you know, that shift light and that painless box and that radio, all that stuff's gotta come out. So I guess I'm gonna get into that, and then it's gonna be the last thing I do today. So I don't know if we're doing time lapse. I doubt it. Let's just get in there and start getting it stripped out, and let's go. All right, ladies and gents. So we just pulled all that out the car. Finished getting up the dynamat. All these wires over right here, they didn't go to anything. That was the original body harness. So cut that out. As you can see, there's still one block over there. I don't know how I got that in. No socket will get on it, so it's kind of weird. And then the painless just has a few wires hanging out the back. I saved the wires for the shift light, and that's it behind the dash. Besides that, those wires are just hanging out of the painless. But besides that, and all those are for the shift light. Besides that, it is wire free. All those wires go to the back. Those are still good wires, so I'm not cutting those out. It seems like less than a year ago we just wired this car, so here we are again. So I think that's gonna do it for me. I'm gonna start cleaning all this up. I'm gonna vacuum out the car. I'll probably weld up some of those pinholes, but I'm not gonna film any of that. I think this is gonna be it for me in this video. I'm tired. It's hot. But I appreciate you guys so much for watching, as always. And don't forget, Mustang giveaway to a subscriber. Make sure you subscribe.